Yes, 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 yes. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den, baby. You already know this is going to be a hot week of topics, and I see everybody already lit in them chats. And you know, we got the established panel in the building, and we got a special guest. Yeah, my man 100. Y'all know him from Xbox Has No Games podcast and the Intro Media YouTube channel. That if you want comedy, energy, and somebody that just bleeds green, my man is in the building. You know, aka the Laker King, aka Kobe King. Yo, what's good with you, 100?
What's good with everybody? It's your boy 100. I'm back in the house again, back on the Dragon's Den. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to act and do nothing to be a sinner. We can catch that tonight. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to go here and talk about these topics I still didn't read yet because I had a long night yesterday and it
Yeah,
was good.
you was
So we
live. You
open
was live
California back
partying
up.
on them LA streets. It's time for me to take that flight. I see stuff open. I see that drink you had. I saw that. Yeah,
I had to
that drink
tag
is
you with it. You know
fabulous.
that. No, but think about it. Remember, he had got the big one. They don't serve that one no more.
Yeah, probably
Don't
thanks to
serve that one.
us.
I know who to blame now.
And yeah, before we get into the rest of the panel, man, let me shout out my guy, Animated Evil, man. This guy's an absolutely amazing guy, man. He be on Four Guys of Quarters. Listen, this guy, he was supposed to be here tonight. He had a last minute family situation. So hopefully everything is fine. Prayers go out to you and the fam. Hopefully everything is good, man. He'll be on possibly soon, sooner than later. But with that being said, take care of yourself. And the panel still welcomes you. Your energy is amazing. Look forward to having you next time. So now we're going to get into the most electrifying light-skinned podcaster on the planet. Boy, got a brand new haircut today. He out here looking like genuine. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I see you in the building, PK. What's good with you and what you been doing this weekend? What game got your attention? Cause you know one of these topics here, I know you was fully into. What's good with you, bro?
Yo, man, let me set it out right, man. Welcome to the most electrifying channel in all entertainment. It's your boy PK. I'm glad to be here with all my brothers here. 100, sick, 108 Dragons TV in the Dragons Den. We popping, we going in hard. That's my problem. Is I think I do have game ADHD where it's just too much shiny stuff out here. I can't focus. Right? I'm going from my PC, going to my Switch, and then I'm going back to the Xbox, and I don't know what to finish, man. It's just too many. Let me tell you, man, my hard drives is loaded. The only one that don't have a hard drive, well, I do got a hard drive, is Switch, but those are physical games. Point is, I still have too much to choose from, and I think that's a good
It's a good
problem to
thing.
have.
It's a good thing. It's a good problem. Facts. What size card you got in there? Because when I bought my Switch,
256.
I bought a 400. You know what I paid for when the Switch came out. But
I got a 256 because
I
their
should have
game's
got a
not that big.
256. I don't hardly buy digital,
Right.
but I got a
Well,
400.
I don't
Pricey.
download digital. I
Me
what
either, but I
what I
started.
got it for is the extra content that they add to the
Facts.
games. They
Facts.
need that extra room, so that's what I really got it for. Because most of your stuff is on the actual
Cartridge
cartridge.
itself.
So
Right, 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 right.
you know, I just needed a room for the actual extra stuff for the
Okay.
games.
Now, we're going to get into my homie for over 30 plus years. My man has been hitting many podcasts, putting in that work, giving people that PC and Xbox and PlayStation knowledge. And like I told you, if you see your TV get hacked or your computer and you're in that fudge, you see those glasses. You already know it's my man in the Matrix. My man Six Slayer, baby. What's good with you? And what's been keeping your attention this week in
Man, I've
gaming?
been lost up in that Oasis, man, with my Oculus Quest 2, man. Just,
You know, let me just say this for the record, man. I bought this damn thing And shout out to my boy GG's, aka Mr. J, aka Graphic God. Man, I don't even have my Oculus set up.
Bro,
I have it, but I don't have it set up. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
Man, there's lots of improvements already on the way. So the great experience I'm having now about to get better. 120 hertz support is about to come.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a big thing.
And shout out to my
Late to the game.
yo, look,
I've had
shout
VR
out,
before,
and shout out to my man who didn't believe in VR, who's a guest tonight, and had to listen to his big brother. And I said, listen, when you get involved, I don't want that, man. I don't do that around here. Played that Oculus at E3. I'm buying that.
Him and Megatron helped me hostage the last day.
We sure did.
I'm like,
we went on that line for 2 hours.
I had my lab jacket. We was in there 2 hours. I went through 2 jacket coats. They was watered down as hell too. We talked to everybody in the line.
He even ate the ice.
I saw Ben for the first time. Man, when we got out the booth, I said, when I can buy it, I got a card. Can I put one on? Can I put on pre-order? That's how it was amazing for him. The two just upped the ante.
Facts.
And the wonderful thing, you don't have to. You can use any headset you want if you want to. If you don't like their headset, they have so many accessories to the thing. You can hook them up.
You can make up your own like I did. I jacked in. I got an amp. So when you hear me in virtual surround sound, everybody in my house will know. Yeah, he's on that damn mic. I got a small little amp, man. I'm gonna show y'all my setup I got. It's absolutely crazy, but I couldn't take that low volume, so I put an amp on it. It's ridiculous. I got an amp and external battery.
And it's easy to stream too.
Yes.
Like what away so much you got to teach us. You got to get on it to teach you. It is simple. You go on your Oculus app, how you set up, and then you'll say it'll show your screen.
Yeah.
Then you just go on YouTube and you'll tell YouTube to share your screen from your phone, and you go live off YouTube. And that only thing is hard. You can't talk to nobody.
I'm gonna have
to keep on looking down.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into that, man, because I didn't.
To the poker table. We gonna take you to the poker table with you. It's the
I gotta learn.
I got over like $5 million. I got
poker.
people. We just go to the.
Your name should be Mr. Vegas because that's where you live. That's a facts. Dude be like, yo, I'm on my way to Vegas again. Damn.
Hey, it's right over
but
there.
He know that poker, but yeah, that virtual situation is amazing.
When you got a house out there, you ain't got to get no hotel room.
And I got a shout out to the rest of my team over there at Four Guys and Retro Gamers. They always doing like a virtual night with watching movies. And yes, I missed the last 2 movies they did. The last one was King Kong versus Godzilla. Cause you listen, man. Each one teach one, and they've been pulling me. Lemon, come on, let's do this all together. But I already ran marathons on those movies. You know what I'm saying? I done watched Godzilla 5 times. You know what I'm saying? And I did a back-to-back with that Zack Snyder. But with that being said, we're gonna hop into these topics, man. And as usual, we're coming from a different aspect. We talk about everything here. Nothing is biased. I don't care if it's your Switch, your PlayStation, your PC, and including your Xbox. We talk about everything. So the first subject we're going to get into, and let me say this for the record. Welcome everybody in the chat, man. I see y'all are lit this week. As usual,
Absolutely.
The attendance, the community, the content creator support is just absolutely outstanding. And y'all are awesome, man. Y'all are awesome. Then let's get into the first topic. We're going to talk about Sony bringing first party to mobile. Now, you know one thing I say about Microsoft is that they are the innovators of the business. They started party chats. They helped Dreamcast go online. They made sure that the RJ45 cable we use today, which y'all are known as the Ethernet cord, they pushed that when everybody had dial-up internet, including DSL. They pushed technology forward. And this shows you another situation that competition brings greatness for gamers. We all know about Game Pass. We all know about xCloud. We know about these services. But if Sony put their first-party titles to mobile, man, that's gaming on the go. So we're going to start off with our guests, man. We know what you bleed, but But tell me, what do you think about this whole situation, and are they influenced by Microsoft's success?
Can I put it in a nice way?
You
They need to
say
do
what you
something.
want.
They need to do something. It ain't been no good news over there lately. They need to do something. They need to invest it. The mobile market they make just as much money as these consoles and these PCs.
Facts.
And so put your games over there. Hey, if it's going to help you build your brand, it's going to help keep Sony on the map. You know, I have no issues with it.
Yeah, you think that do you think they will be supported by the PlayStation community? Because you know a lot of things that Microsoft do, they get hated on and saying that they
why
with
Final Fantasy 7 ain't Final Fantasy 7 already on Android? iOS?
I don't know.
It's already games. It's full games. It's full games that's on. It's full games that's in the App Store.
Absolutely.
That's what people. Our phones are getting bigger. Our phones is getting powerful.
Our phones almost pop. Most people that buy high-end phones got a better, like say like me and Sick, we got Galaxy Notes 9s and 20s, right? You plug it up, it's a Dex. It plugs up Dex. These phones are better than most people PCs that can afford. They $1,400 and $1,500 phones. That's a lot of bread, but it's also a lot of processing power. But this is I think with Nintendo, they put their franchises, because Pokemon Go was a huge success. Mario Run, you know what I'm saying? That's another situation. I think this is good, man. I think this is good. But we're gonna get into the Matrix, because we're not gonna make you the finisher. You're not KRS-One this week. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna call you the other finisher because we don't do that. But tell me what you think about this, and do you think it will be supported by the PlayStation community?
What do I think about this? Well, first and foremost, Sony is looking for new avenues of revenue. And so this is not so much about what Microsoft is doing. This is more about what they have to do to continue to be relevant in this market. And as for, will the PlayStation community move over? Who cares? The mobile market and the PlayStation market are two different things. Is there some crossover? No doubt. But the mobile market is more mass market. It could be anybody from the youngest kid to the oldest adult. So too with the consoles, but everybody has a phone in their pocket in 2021.
Everybody. So, right.
Everybody. And some have multiple. I have 2 phones. I'm not trying to brag, but I have more than one, and I can't be the only one. So that's even more opportunities, more chances for sales. And that's what Sony needs right now. It's not about what the other ones are doing. It's about what they're doing. And what they're doing, their attach rate on the
108 Dragons TV welcomes Living Split Screen Podcast to the show.
So they got to start to think different. But contrast to what Nintendo has done with mobile market, and this is something I bet PK is going to talk about. Nintendo took their IPs and made original content.
Facts.
Form fit.
I got that Mario Run. I didn't do that Pokemon Go though, because I didn't want to cross the street and get hit by a car. But go ahead.
Yeah, now that's a great move, but that's not the only way. I think a good mix of both the traditional and something new, form fit for mobile, is perfect. Because you look at a game like Dead Cells, the full game is on mobile. There's lots of full games on mobile. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's lots of potential with the PlayStation brand.
108 Dragons TV welcomes everyone.
Mobile, but this could just be, they're tossing something on the wall and seeing what sticks, because that situation is real bad right now in terms of that. So who knows? But this is not a bad move at all.
Okay, you know what? I can go with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big God of War fan. Listen, I'm always in on Sony's first parties. If I can have a Uncharted on the go, a God of War, I'm all for it. Even if it's short little games or games added, because I have fun with Gears Pop. I kept seeing all my friends, 100, King David, playing this goddamn Pop game. I said, yo, this is not for me. So I had a conversation with David. He said, yo, you should try it out. I'm like, why are you on this thing all day? You trying to get achievements? What are you doing? He says, nah, this game is pretty good. And you know, I collect, as you see, all these damn pops. I said, you know what? I might as well try it because I am a pop collector. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Plus, I love Gears. Tried it, mobile game, not straight off of what the game is, based upon, and awesome experience. Mario Run is definitely a game I'm looking forward to, man. I was looking forward to, and then when I got it, I was like, damn, this is good. You know, I didn't expect anything from these mobile games. I'm not really a mobile player, you know, but sitting at the doctor's office on lunch break at work, I play these games and it keeps me busy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we ain't gonna talk about xCloud and that experience because 100 seems to be like the ambassador. For,
no, but even Fortress Streets is good on your phone.
I didn't even try that one. I didn't try that one.
Fortress Streets looks good. It's a free to play, but they don't hit you over the head. It's the force that you can just sit there.
Now,
like
before
you
we get into PK,
somewhere.
would you rather free to play or you pay for the game and get a solid experience? Because I don't like free to plays because there's too many goddamn commercials, breaks. They always trying to sell you something every other 4 or 5 minutes. You know, I'd rather let me just pay for the game. $10, $20. I don't really like free to play. Let me just express that. I really just let me buy the game, keep your advertisement to yourself. But on another note, how they make it free to play is they're getting those advertisements to be able to bring that experience to you. Now, PK, talk to me, dog. Talk to me. Give me your experience with this mobile situation, and do you think Sony gonna get that support from their community?
So I just want to be clear. Nintendo has 19 mobile games and about to be 20 very soon. And they have been successful on mobile for quite a while. Their biggest games is not, even though Mario Run is a popular game, it's not their biggest money making games. Fire Emblem Heroes is probably their biggest money making game. Of course, Pokemon Masters, Pokemon Go, two of the biggest games, even though that's published by the Pokemon Company and not Nintendo. And then definitely they got a Pokemon Unite, which is a MOBA that will be crossplay between Switch and mobile. That will be dropping soon. Hey, it's the biggest franchise. It's the biggest moneymaker. But, you know, I also feel like it's not like, you know, Microsoft hasn't took their shot at the mobile market either. I mean, look at Gears Pop, and you know they also had some.
It's a huge success.
You know, they put out a couple of their own. The thing is, the reason why Nintendo seems to get, you know, they always have good attachment is because of the IPs that they release, right? Hardcore gamers, I would say, and maybe I use that word loosely, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to want to play no Last of Us 2 on their phone, okay? Unless it's streaming from the hardware that can play it on, not from their phone hardware. The games they typically play natively on their phone mobile that's not streaming is going to be something easy and non-resource intensive. I don't know if you guys play it on your phone, but it tends to heat up after a while.
Oh yeah.
But everything heats up. That's when people was talking about these consoles heating up. Every electronic device heats up. And
right,
it's not
but
just
it's
about
a little,
gaming. If you was recording video on your phone and not the 2 minutes that you usually do, if you sat down there and went to E3 and used your camera like I did, I was live from my camera. Do you know how hot my camera got at E3? But people don't understand that. But go ahead, move on.
No, that's exactly my point. So, I know there's gaming phones out there, like, you know, my personal favorite, the ROG 5, which has a, you know, intercooler on it. But point I'm making is, at the end of the day, they're not going to be trying to play resource-intensive games on their phone. It's going to be simple games that are like the ones that Nintendo had published out there on mobile. So, if anything, what we should see something like a Sly Cooper, right, or Jack and Daxter, or something that they haven't even brought out or brought back, and put that on the mobile. Just, it don't have to be a one for one, but something
No,
on
it
that.
doesn't have to
Yeah,
be. No, they could do spin-offs. I wouldn't want a full Kratos experience, a God of War experience on the phone.
right,
But just
right, right,
give me give me a hack and slasher. He just beating up
right,
on enemies or boss battles every 30 people
right.
you kill. You know, I would love that. You know,
But I
I'm a
think
Kratos fan.
I do think that Sony does have a little niche here because they have the music, right? They have the anime. They could literally put an app together that allows you to access mobile phones, their anime, and their music all in one,
Facts.
or their
They've
movies.
got the content. Yep.
So it's not like they can't do it. So I think it would be a good thing for them in particular, and it'll also make people rethink about their phone purchase. And then it might even change to where the phone manufacturers start changing their game. Because think about it, until the One X, and I'll just say is definitely be until the One X, FreeSync wasn't a staple,
Facts.
Not at
Facts.
all. Yep.
Facts.
right? It wasn't a staple. So now it's a staple, and now
But I'm not gonna say it's a staple because
in
a lot of
2021
these
there are
developers
way more.
can't get
There are
it
way
can't get it
more.
done right though, PK. Like, look at these TVs. You know what? TV manufacturers haven't really pushed VR because these developers can't get it right.
Well,
They
let's
just
just
learned
back
how
up.
to do HDR in 10-bit.
I get what you're saying, and I'm just trying to keep it high level. So what I'm saying is, just like now you can't buy a car with a CD player,
Facts.
right?
It's hard to
It's
buy a
it's
TV that doesn't have VR.
you are not in 2021. It's going to be a standard to have FreeSync and HDMI 2.1. I'm not saying it's all going to go away, but it's becoming the standard, right? And that's what I'm saying going forward. And it is because these consoles are pushing this agenda that's demanding for these, Dolby Visions and the Dolby Atmos and all these little features that everybody did not care about until the One X says, "Hey, I support this."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And PlayStation still don't support them. I
But
did that little overview this week between both
at
systems and
some point,
headphones,
they will have to support something.
and they
They
supported
can't.
their TVs. That's what's crazy.
They will have to support something at some point, right? It's a given thing. It's it's just something that's going to happen. But at the end of the day, mobile is not going anywhere. So I'm not saying it's going to be the biggest, but it's definitely the biggest reach at the very least. So even if you come out with a cheesy game, they're associating that with your brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Nintendo has been doing. It doesn't matter if you play Mario Run or not. It doesn't matter if you play Animal Crossing Pocket or Mario Kart Tour or even any of the Pokemon games. The point is when you see it, you think about the Switch.
Facts. That's a
And
fact.
that is the point.
That's a fact.
Keeps the
So
brand in your mind. Yep.
so that's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see it. So my thing is, I think it would be a great thing. I hope that they do push it because that all that does is make their competition rethink their strategy too.
Facts. Facts. Now, with that being said, I see the chat is lit, man. Y'all out here on fire. Appreciate y'all, man. Everybody here, we very humble. We're gonna get into another stat. This probably gonna piss 100 off, but it just recently was announced that PlayStation 5 has the fastest selling console in United States history. Now, there's a caveat with that. Microsoft don't put out numbers. Neither one of them is in any store. Sony put out their numbers, I guess, because they just still doing that. Microsoft, and it's something else we're gonna talk about attached to this. And Microsoft just don't report. But as once again, Microsoft is leading the market. The president of Japan of Sony said, "We cannot establish who's the market leader from units sold, but players that's connected." Now, with that being said, what do you think about this, Mr. 100? What you think about this, Kobe-san? Do you think because Microsoft didn't report their numbers that this is a fact? Because we know that United States is Xbox territory. So what do you think about the whole PlayStation units being sold as the fast?
I ain't getting no money out of it. They ain't paying me.
Right. But
I
what do
don't
you
think
think
neither. I
about
don't think neither. I really don't have no thinking of nothing because it's numbers. We know who's worth more. We know who bring in more. You
Even
know
on
what
the
I'm saying?
gaming tip,
So
Microsoft
this,
makes more
they
money.
need, like I
but
said, they need to keep that same energy all the time because they've been, the news have been coming from what's coming on from that camp, how they cutting this off and this off. They need to throw something. Sony is good for doing that. Sony will throw out some numbers all of a sudden to feel like they're losing to keep themselves afloat.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they got to do that sometime. Think about it, that's VR. That's what I mean. That's marketing. That's what I will give to Sony. Sony is good at throwing pop shots and doing
Trying to stay
marketing
relevant.
real
They stay
good.
relevant.
They'll know when they getting fired. They like a boxer on the ropes. And he already got hit with that overhand right, and he got to recover. And they gonna go for that
Right.
grab.
They
that
get to the
clinch.
next round.
Uh-huh.
Facts.
Yeah, so but like at the end of the day, for gamers, we shouldn't be worrying about that. We should worry about what new games coming out. What we gonna enjoy about Sony talking about they got. I didn't got people coming on my podcast say they got 12 million sold. I'm like, show me the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Xbox side that show me the numbers. If you're coming from BG Talks, go get a bag of nickels and slap the hell out of yourself with it because that's an estimate.
Right.
You know, these companies know what they're selling. Some people try to get the numbers off of financial reports, try to add this number of this console to this, that. They try to play, mathematician, So that's all I say about that, man.
Okay. Yo, PK, give me something. What you thinking about this this record breaking information coming out the Sony camp?
It's coming from the was it MBD or whatnot or
NPD.
whoever report
MPD reports the United States sales, right?
Yeah. So
and they can't do online; they only can do in stores.
Well, let's be real. They in stores there's no system, so that can't be accurate. All right, there's no physical consoles in stores.
Smoke screen here. You just see some BS.
Most and we all been through it the last 6 months. Everything that goes online gets scooped up by scalpers. And I said this before. Can I validate it? No, but I could say as a great educated guess.
No, it's not really when scalpers post their pictures of PlayStations and Xboxes in their basement. Facts. So go ahead.
I'm just saying.
That's where we got that from. And so all the scalpers like, oh, we got this. We's like, well, how did y'all get? Yeah, whatever. Then they start posting pictures all over the place in Reddit and everywhere else they was allowed to.
I mean, yeah, they was doing that, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like there are still people who don't have consoles in their home. So if they're selling, of course it's the fastest selling, or it could be any console could be the fastest selling, depending on who can scoop it up faster. A bot can scoop up everything in your cart just as fast as you put it up.
Faster.
My thing is
bots don't sleep.
It hurts their attachment rate because they can't validate the active users because the consoles are sitting somewhere. Well, and let's just put it out there. Let's just talk about it. They also announced that Spider-Man 2 outsold all of their other PlayStation IPs from last year. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you only got one new game. All your other games are remakes and remasters and ports.
Hold on.
So
you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna go in my closet real quick and I'm gonna put on my headgear because you ain't gonna keep throwing haymakers this way.
Hey, I'm gonna just put it out here. Let me correct it. They do have a few new games, but one of them they charge $70 for the first month. They put it on PS Plus the second month, and nobody bought it in the first place. And then you had the other game that also flopped. So the only good game they had that was new was the Miles Morales, which was still a PlayStation 4 game. So it's kind of like I'm not saying that's not a good success. That is still good. But at the same time, when like I would say some of those PlayStation guys like to say, Xbox has no new games. Well, PlayStation doesn't either, and you guys spending all this money to scalpers.
Wait,
to try
hold up. We not gonna be doing this.
Got you.
You got Godfall. You got Demon Souls.
Let's back up.
Hold on, Astro's Playroom. What
Let-
are those? Because I bought
Just
those.
back
I
up.
bought all of
Destruction
them.
All Stars.
Let me just
Destruction
be
All
real.
Stars. You know what I'm saying?
I would say
Black Boy.
Godfall. I would say Godfall had a quicker drop off than Bleeding Edge.
It had a quicker but what had the worst drop off was Destruction All Stars. Let's keep that.
But they
Yeah,
let
that-
it go for
that-
free.
But they did they get
It was
extra?
like they
Did they
gave
get
it
that
to
to you for
us.
free?
Come on.
Like within the first week, I think.
Well, let's just back
Get
up.
it to you for free,
Let's
right?
just back up. The people who bought it the first month didn't get it for free. They had to pay $70.
No, it was free from day one. Destruction All Stars.
No, it
I
wasn't.
thought you had
No, it
PlayStation.
wasn't.
I thought you
It
had
wa-
PlayStation Plus.
You
I
had to get
do.
PlayStation Plus. It came out the second month, dude.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not
That's-
month,
no.
I wanna say
Hold
month.
on. That is incorrect. The day it came out, I downloaded. That's a fact. You had to have PlayStation Plus. If you didn't, you had to buy it. PlayStation Plus members got it day one. My bad.
Okay.
I ain't want to try to, but that's the facts.
You do, yeah.
Talk facts.
The point
That's a
I'm
fact.
making is
Because I was excited. I thought the game was awesome.
the point I'm making
I thought
is
the game would be
you
awesome.
don't have very much to choose from. So yeah, it's gonna.
Oh, they
do
delayed
well.
it from the original date, and that's when that happened. So yeah, he's right.
So the thing is, at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to say what the sales look like because if you're in a virtual world, I know. I mean, the same people use the same bot to scoop up tennis shoes, just modified it to scoop up
Yeah, like these Jordan
GPUs,
scalpers. These Jordan sneaker scalpers. Facts.
GPUs, and consoles.
That's-
This is
yeah,
why
GPUs
this
and
is
other
why
facts.
both of them are hard to get. We can literally say, hey, the 3000 series is the best selling GPU in NVIDIA history because
you know
nobody
what's
can
PK?
get one.
You just hit on something that's really credible. NVIDIA is quick to throw a number out there, but they cannot say a number because Steam will report what's really connected to Steam. So there's no GPUs out there, and a lot of people don't have them compared
But
to
it's
compared to the market where they want it to be.
But the man, Nvidia, Microsoft, PlayStation, Nintendo, they don't care how much they get paid.
No, facts.
They don't care if
I
they
mean, they're
scalp
getting
them.
their
People be like,
money, but
they're
NVIDIA
trying to say
is
that's-
like
People
Sony.
need to stop doing it.
NVIDIA's like
They
Sony.
stop it.
They'll throw their numbers out there. We sold this, and then when Steam do they every year what's connected to Steam numbers, it usually match up with NVIDIA, hand in hand. But this time, we should be getting that report next month from Steam. But usually NVIDIA would have spoke up if they had some sales. And they know what's connected and what's not being used. So it's a lot of NVIDIA cards sitting around somewhere chilling.
On both sides, like
Both
AMD
sides, right.
cards,
AMD too.
AMD cards, NVIDIA, all the GPUs and consoles are definitely sitting somewhere with a markup.
Facts.
And in a lot of places, twice the value that they bought it for.
No, 3 times with that NVIDIA.
Even
3090.
Amazon is allowing that. Like I went on Amazon looking for another X. I went on looking for somebody asked me to look for video cards and stuff, and I sit at the desk most of the time. And I go on there. Amazon is not selling it to you directly, but they little partner, the little ones that has the partnership with Amazon.
They got a
1100. Yeah, 1100 for an Xbox Series X. You crazy?
Oh
11
man,
I'm 38.
I'm about to
3080, $4,000.
I'm about to
3090.
interrupt the show right now, man. Shout out to my boy Graphic God. He said, can he get Siri to say his name? Nah, I'm gonna get Siri to say your podcast because it's lit. We get to do whatever we want over there. Nah. Shout out to Graphic God in the chat, man. I see you, my brother. I see you. And I see my sister, Miss K, out there. She always laughing. You know we crazy over here. But anyway, continue, fellas. Just had to shout them out.
You good, bro. So, I do hope, I know that they're being successful far as getting rid of inventory, but far as people having them in their house and playing, I don't know about that one. Because again, you know, my brother Sick has been trying to get a 30 series forever.
Me too.
And you know how hard it was for me to get my 6900? It was rough.
It was
And that
dumb
was
luck
hard.
that it kind of fell in your hand at the same time.
You know, and
Yeah, listen, but this is the case, man. This is the case for me, right? I was gonna get the 3080. They're supposed to announce the 3080 Ti. So I usually get a Ti version of the graphic card. And you know what I said? I know the 3090 won't help me on the video game side, but it will help me on my editing side. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go buy a 3080. 3090. Most people can't afford a $1,500 graphic card. I said, you know what? They're gonna have those to stop because people ain't gonna have it, and I had the money to buy it. I went to go get a 3090. They told me good luck with that. I was like, yeah, it's rough times. It's rough.
It don't matter. It
Always
don't matter
get the
what
high end card because everybody
it don't
buy
matter
it.
what card it is.
Doesn't matter.
Not
That's
high
a
or
fact.
low. It don't matter. Yeah.
High or low. It's crazy.
Look, let me tell you, they are selling the old cards for double what they worth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with my
1600.
1080 Ti.
I watched some PC building guys. They actually they going to Dell and them going to buy a whole desktop just for the graphics card.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
the- that's
Because that's
the
how you
better
get
way
it
to do it.
cheaper. You
And
buy a
that's how you-
$500 system
didn't
and just throw the graphic card in there.
It's not better. It's just more feasible to get a
Yeah,
card
it's-
from there.
Yeah.
But
And they
you
want the
gotta
card.
buy
They'll
a
just scrap
PC
it.
that you don't
They
want.
were. I think Austin did this. Austin went and bought bought a Dell. I think it was a Dell one. And then what he did was he said, "I'll make my money back. All the other parts I don't. I just want the graphics card.
Right,
So
right. That's the cheapest way to get
drive
it.
and all that. I'm gonna sell it.
I was
going
gonna do that, man. I was gonna do
And I can
that.
tell you.
So
and
so I
can
just
tell you,
I
want to
put
it's
in
not a
another
valid
card.
tactic anymore. I've been trying that. It doesn't even work anymore because they got hit to that already.
So I there's a question in the chat. It's like, does Microsoft use full RDNA 2? And AMD used the same for their cards, making Microsoft short on supply. So
It's not
it
about
is
supply with features.
it does have all the features for RDNA 2. Though not all of the features are available yet.
Nope.
They're not turned on.
Not even PC.
But when they are turned on, you will notice a big difference in just hardware alone without devs doing anything and performance once that kicks in. But as of right now, not all the features are turned on. And that goes for the PC too. So
This is
it's
exactly
not
why
just-
we won't be having no pro systems this generation.
yeah, so
They're not behind the 8 ball. They're
now,
ahead of it.
well,
They're ahead of the curve.
yes, yeah, Microsoft, they did the right thing and waited to make sure that they had everything they needed to keep this system around until the end of the generation. Whereas I think PlayStation will have a PS5 Pro before it's over with. But just to go back, for sure, man. I hope that they're successful, but let's be honest. It doesn't. I don't know if the president. I couldn't find the article where that was said, but let's be honest. They're not making money on systems sold, so that he knows better.
Nobody
They
makes
all
money
know
on
better.
system sold.
The
Not
only
one-
the only company
Nintendo.
that makes money on systems sold is Nintendo.
That's facts.
That's it. So it doesn't matter how many systems you sell to these scalpers if no one's buying your software. You got to make sure that you get it in the hands of the fans in order to sell that software.
That's a fact.
Hey, just think about it. Have they released any other numbers of any other games?
They haven't said anything. They've been
What
quiet.
about
Remember, they said
Godfall?
they were going
What about all those games that Lemon
it
mentioned?
went wood. They all went wood.
All I'm saying is
They don't. That's why Jim Ryan. People were talking. Jim Ryan already came out. Even when Sean Layton was leaving, he said we're not going to have all these AAA titles because they're not buying. When Redbox said they wasn't not doing no more games, that was it. That's told the truth of who are buying games and who are not buying games. They wouldn't be getting rid of their market front, their movie market front. They were like, oh, we're going to just let YouTube take over it because Jim Ryan came here to cut stuff up because money was just like unnecessary spending.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know their inner workings, but I will say this: the main reason why Miles Morales did well is not because of the PlayStation 5.
Miles Morales did well because it's a Spider-Man game. Casuals go buy Spider-Man games,
Well,
even Battlefront 2. Even
but
though I don't
but-
care for the multiplayer, and they said the story was lackluster, the game's so great for EA because it's just Star Wars. If
Well,
anything,
it's
Star
also-
Wars, Star Trek, anything will sell.
Well, I'm also putting out there that they have a PS4 base that's buying this game.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's not because of their quote unquote success with the PlayStation 5. It's because they already have an established base with the PlayStation 4. Now, if they did not release this game for PlayStation 4, they would really be hurting in the pockets right about now.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
I got you. You're sick. Give us your thoughts, bro. Talk to me.
Well, yo, a lot of people have said a lot of things that I already agree with. So let me just drop some facts and then we'll keep it pushing, all right? Two things. Okay, first fact is more of objective or subjective opinion of mine. I don't have a PS5, but I've always said the first game I plan to get, because I didn't have it on the PS4, is Spider-Man. That's like their Mario or their pack-in, unofficial pack-in. That's like Halo on the original Xbox. It's the game you're going to get with the system if you haven't already played it. And even if you have already, you might likely be getting that game anyway, even if you already had it on PS4. Okay?
Okay.
That's just something that's just already there. And Demon Souls is a similar game that if I didn't play it as a review copy before it was even out in North America,
I remember that.
that's a game I'd be getting too. So those are two games that I would have gotten day one on the PS5. So obviously they sell well. But here's a fact I'm going to drop, and then I'm going to leave it at that. Yoshida, not Shuhei Yoshida, Kenichiro Yoshida
The president of Sony.
from Sony. No, he's the chief executive officer. Has said, quote, businesses should be judged by the number of active units, not the number of hardware units sold. That's
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to stop you right there. Where did they get that from?
Exactly.
They got it from Nintendo.
That's funny.
From Microsoft and Nintendo.
No, they really got it from Microsoft. When Phil kept saying that, we deal with connected users, not consoles. And you know, you got a company that has half your install base, but they dropping bigger quarterly numbers. I think Sony caught on to that. Like, wait a minute, we got 100 million sold, and these dudes are making $9 billion in a quarter. Not for the year. That's one quarter. So continue. Sick, you on to something. Let's go.
Well, I was just gonna drop it right there because I think everything fits. But here's one extra thing I'm gonna mention. Yo, I remember in the PS2 days, even this began. Every E3 presentation from Sony, what was the first thing they did? Talk numbers, sales of consoles, blah blah blah. Nothing too much about the games unless they had a game that really sold crazy, like let's say Grand Theft Auto 3 back then. Right. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that at E3 alongside their console sales. They would do that every E3 at the beginning before they revealed anything. That was the first thing they did. Talk numbers for 10, 15, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, remember those days?
They didn't stop doing that.
That's all they would do.
That's all they would do.
Right.
Now, you've heard it from the chief executive officer, okay? Active users is what's important. So, for all of you out there who's got this narrative about who cares even, but then you sitting there and using narratives. You heard it directly from a top person at Sony. Just stop it. Active users what's always been most important. Ask Netflix, ask Disney, ask HBO.
Ask they talk about Nintendo. Users.
Everybody knows.
Right.
And if you don't know, now you know. I'm leaving it at that.
Okay. Well, I didn't really think nothing much to it, man. I don't really care about people's numbers. I care about the gaming. I care about the gaming community. I care about the gaming community that want these consoles that are not able to get them.
Yeah.
That's what I care about. I don't care what Sony and Microsoft makes financially. And as PK alluded earlier this week on Four Guys with Quarters, Nintendo does their own thing. I don't even think everybody's competing on the same level this generation. Everybody's trying to get their situation off in the situation that best suits their company. Microsoft is hitting a home run with Game Pass, and Sony's still going with first-party support, and Nintendo's just reaching the crowd that deals with the style of games that they deal with. And with that being said, we're going to break up the monotony of the Sony situation because we got to come back to them later. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the indie showcase from Nintendo that was 21 minutes long that kept people's attention. And my main thing was not that Xbox giving the indies 4 hours of attention, but Nintendo made it short and sweet. I'm gonna go to the guests. Yo, 100, did you watch this showcase?
Oh, I did not. I just
God damn you! Nah. Okay, so 100.
At work.
I
was
got
at
you.
work.
I got
I was
you.
at
I
work,
got you.
so
But
I can't say
I'm
no.
gonna
But I saw Oxen Free 2 looked good for me. I like the Oxen Free 1, Oxen Free 2, and I think in the Turtles was on there. I believe the Turtles was on there. So
Aerial Knights.
mm-hmm.
You know, shout out to him.
So
the
I play.
developers
I
on
play
that
indie.
team.
So
Yeah,
I
facts.
support the indies.
That's why I figured you watched it. You're an indie guy.
nah,
I know you gave your son your
I
Switch.
actually
I know
went
you
by
gave
my
your son your
head
Switch.
that day. I wasn't.
Oh, all right.
That was actually because I'm still ain't even over the shot stuff. I'm still got little things with the shot thing. So my mind was left field.
Okay.
And I just couldn't wait to get off work. So
All right. But I'm gonna leave PK.
but it's
for
good
last.
that Nintendo was showcasing. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's good that Nintendo was showing indies. They support indies too.
I mean,
you know,
I think the Switch is
like
the
you said,
ultimate
it was short
indie
and sweet.
machine. It's portable and you can play at home. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hades.
Yeah.
I got that game. That game is awesome. So we're gonna go to you, Sick Man.
It's hard as hell.
Yeah, it's hard as hell. Hard as hell. PK was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat that. Good luck with that." But
Watch me. I'm gonna
yo,
stream
I
it.
didn't say you
Well,
can't.
well,
I just said
eventually.
you. That is not no 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get. Well, I don't know what they call they gamer score over there, but
Challenge accepted.
I'm gonna go to my man Six Slayer because we're gonna say PK the Switch Police El Capitan. No, that's really Cognito's name. You like the lieutenant of the Switch Police. But with that being said, Sick, did you watch the showcase and what did you think? And did you like the short and sweetness of the showcase?
I saw it after the fact, and
Right.
even before I realized that footage had come from the showcase, I popped the link in immediately with the footage from the Turtles, this time gameplay footage. So after the fact, I come to find out that this was a Nintendo showcase. And the statements that you made to introduce this topic, says it all. 4 hours versus 21 minutes. Drop the gameplay footage, in, out, boom. Done. Now, obviously, this is in reaction, in part, to what Microsoft did. Because even Nintendo usually has some in-between spots where a person will speak or whatever. No, this was a gameplay, in, out, done. Let's hit the bricks, right? Microsoft, as we've said before, it wasn't a problem of the games and the content they showed. It was presentation. So this was, the complete opposite of that. Just games. They hit you over the head and they were gone. And that was cool. So, and we saw a lot of games that's going to be on multiple systems, Turtles, Knights, all of that.
Right. So a few games, multiple systems.
There you go.
It's good to see
So
these
that was a
indies
good look.
getting that
It was
light.
a good look on a portable system. As you say, it's portable. You take it home. So that's a good look for the Switch. And, indies, is a thing I love too, because I like those, the older style of games, the retro style games, and arcade style games. And it's really the indies that support that the most.
Right.
So I always got a place in my heart for indies. And so this was a good showcase. It showed some solid titles that everybody should be interested in, no matter your platform. So good looks.
And with that being said, to my portable and retro and all that, I want anybody. You see a game up here, one of your fan favorites right now. We pumping out the Super Nintendo games, man. If you see anything retro you like, get into those chats, say what the game is, and share your thoughts on that game in the chat, man. Because I always got some retro on this TV, well, really some monitor, but yeah, get involved with that. Now, I'm gonna say, I liked what Microsoft did. I fell asleep 4 or 5 times. I tried to do the 4 hours. It was not a Zack Snyder movie. Sorry. I think they should have broke that up even into an hour a day and made it a 4-day event. I think you gave some of these devs too much time to explain their game. You got to give them like, we give you a paragraph, explain your game, get to the points, explain where you're going with the game, give them your points, tell them the gameplay, and tell them why you think they should buy it and who this interest is for. Straightforward, like a college paper. Get straight to the point. I enjoy Nintendo Directs. They don't really talk too much, right? They just show the games. You either like it, you don't. They just keep it pushing. They keep it simple. They don't invest millions of dollars into the situation. Just a quick format. I really enjoyed the Nintendo showcase. They gave a developer 3 sentences. Bang, bang, bang. They was out. So I think Twitch can learn from that because that's who hosted the Microsoft event, and they was basically behind the production. 4 hours, dude. 4 hours. Some people got lives. Like we gamers, we need time to game. We need time to go to work. We need time to take care of our families. 4 hours is important. You could have broke that up in 2-3 days, maybe 4, and kept it pushing. But I enjoyed the Nintendo event, and it had less talking, less production. So, and less hosting with the fake giggles of everything was great. Everything is not great. We gamers, everything is not great. So I figured, boom, Nintendo did it right. Now PK, what did you think about the showcase? Because I was laughing at you while we was playing games on Xbox, and you was watching it, and he was like, "You watching?" I said, "Yeah." When I'm done gaming, but when I found out it was 21 minutes, that's nothing. You know, you jump in there, you watch it. I watched the whole thing. I never blinked the eyelid, and it was good. PK, give me an overview of the Nintendo Indie Showcase, and would you like to see another one?
Well, I mean, they do this every year, and so I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, they pretty much this is Nintendo style, right? They just show a lot of gameplay, and just try to hype you up to get ready for the next one. Though I am excited for a lot of these titles that they did show. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
let me tell you, I've been waiting for what's it, Christ Tales? I think that's the name. Since last year. It was supposed to release last year, but I think because of the pandemic got pushed back. So I'm looking forward to that. Shout out to Ariel Knight. I mean,
Right.
this brother is putting in his foot to bring this game to reality. It's another running game, but I think it's pretty cool. He's got his own art style. Definitely can try out. The demo
music
is
amazing.
available.
Amazing.
I'm sorry.
The
What you
music,
say there, Lemon?
the damn soundtrack. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
You rocking
yeah.
out, bobbing your head while you running through levels. Yo, listen. And it's $14.99. I think everybody should go out there and support that brother. And shout out
Yes,
to PK
facts.
and who
Facts.
originally
Big facts.
had him on the podcast. My Iron Lord brothers. Y'all already know what we do. And
Yeah.
at the end of the show, I'm gonna talk about we got some people coming up from them. But it's like the support for this brother should be real.
It's coming on all platforms.
All platforms, but it's $14.99 of action. The soundtrack should be $14.99 alone. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this guy, man. And shout out to
Yes.
PK, who might get him on 4 Guys and Quarters, and maybe he might be my first dev on
You know
that
what I
Dragons Den Pit-Eyed. You know how we do
Hey.
out here. We're gonna work on that, but yeah, go ahead, PK, finish.
Yeah. So Aztec Forgotten Gods looks like at least a AA game. I mean, that looks dope.
Yeah, it looks
Definitely
awesome.
look at a Skull. I don't know if you guys played what was the game where you had to die and start over to unlock new ways to go through the game or
Dead
whatever.
Cells. Dead Cells.
Dead Cells.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so-
You talking about an awesome game I
so-
bought on the Switch?
So Skull, the Hero Slayer, looks like Dead Cells.
Dead
That's what it
Cells looks like
reminds me
this
of.
game right here. This is Super
Metroid.
Metroid. Yeah, Nintendo NES. Super NES. That's a
But-
cheap plug, but go ahead.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, that's what they do, right?
Facts.
They just show you a bunch of games and then keep it moving. Some you get excited for, but usually when Nintendo has something big to reveal, it's its own reveal.
Facts.
Like when there's a Smash character, it's got its own
Intro.
situation. when there's a new Pokemon, Nintendo don't even do this. The Pokemon company does the Pokemon reveals. It's like it's its own thing whenever they have something big. So for as um these showcases, it's just to kind of just try to get you hyped for, hey, you got a Switch, here's some cool games, go try it out, right? And that's they've been doing this every year. This is nothing new. It's the same format, and some people could be boring because it's, it doesn't put all the fireworks and all that good stuff, and don't have all these different hosts and things like that. And I kind of agree. Like when I think about Microsoft or PlayStation or anybody in the gaming industry that has all that stuff, I feel like one of my critiques is, one, stop getting hosts that don't care about your product to showcase it.
Facts.
Thank you.
Facts. The
Don't
support is
stop
real.
doing that. Stop doing that because they don't care. They don't look excited. They don't sound excited. It's not gonna get me excited.
And I'm gonna stop you right there before I'm gonna let you continue. But I'm gonna say this, man. E3, I think it was E3 2014 or 13. I'm gonna say shout out to Sony putting these guys on the big stage at E3 for about an hour, right? Just showing indie gamers and what they take to build their games. That was the first time they was allowed on a mainstream platform audience to bring indie developers to the forefront. Now we know Summer Arcade on 360 gave them the advertisement, but you didn't know the people behind the games. You know what I'm saying? Whereas PlayStation changed that demographic after that 10-year span and said, listen, indie games is the future. We're gonna give y'all a voice on the stage. And I thought that was awesome. And it seems like Microsoft and Nintendo is just doing the same thing. And shout out to the indie developer, man. If you program it in your basement, your garage, or your 1-bedroom apartment from 1 to 10 people, man, listen.
Those are the innovators.
Y'all are the innovators. Y'all doing stuff. Y'all branching off for these bigger companies. And it's good to see when, because some of Arcade, a lot of those games, what was that damn game called? Oh, man. Where he used to blow.
Commando?
It was no. It was a character. He used to blow himself up. I used to play it all the time. I can't think of the title. But they saw this game. They saw the epic game. What's the epic game that was made? It was like the side scroller, the spy game.
What's it called?
Shadow Complex.
Shadow Complex.
Right.
Yeah.
They took those games, right? And they saw potential, and Microsoft was advertising on 360. It would have its own blade on the 360. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
So they saw potential. They started the whole hype train with indie, but to hear the developer speak about their game and go on a major stage at E3, Sony did that. Now Microsoft is doing it. Nintendo's always showcase. When they brought out the Switch, they showcased the whole indie event. I think that is good for the developer, and it's good for people like us who get to see different styles of games from a smaller development, which most of the time, like I said at E3, them dudes are not on the floor. They're not on the floor at E3. They're not even outside. No. Back in the days, it used to have the PC people outside with some smaller developers. But it's good to see that, man. And it's definitely a situation that we need to be aware of. Explosion Man, yes. And it had a part
Graphic
2.
guy. Thanks to them.
Thank you, Graph, because I know you always with your retro renegades. Cheap plug. Always on deck with that. But yes, Explosion Man. That's one of my favorite games from the 360 era that I thought was just amazing. But it's good to see these smaller developers. Everything is not Madden. Everything is not Call of Duty. Everything ain't God of War and Halo. The smaller games is being showcased. And shout out to Game Pass for putting games in day one to put 22 plus million people eyes on the game that wouldn't get no love compared to the big advertisement giants. But go ahead, PK. My bad. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just wrap it up. Of course, Turtles. Definitely. Those guys putting in work to bring back the old arcade beat 'em up that I definitely love.
Streets of Rage.
Definitely Definitely love Konami's bringing back a game. Konami, yes. Getsu Fuma, then I think it's what it's called. I don't know if you've seen it, but it looks pretty badass side scrolling. Like you're a samurai killing ghost. It's
Right,
pretty dope.
right.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
and remember I was just talking about light gun games, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why is the
Mhm.
Switch? The Switch is the only console out that's equipped to do light gun games. So what game do you think they showed?
House of Dead.
House of the
One of
Dead
my
remake.
faves.
Mhm.
So I think that's pretty cool, man. You know, definitely they definitely show a lot of the indies a lot of love there, and it's a good
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
because you know these are not huge games, but these games are mad fun. And this is kind of what I'm saying is going out to everyone is this is why Nintendo don't compete with nobody. They do their own
They're in their
thing in
own
their
lane.
own lane.
Right. They're in their
And
own lane.
and if you ever want Nintendo to make a Series X or a PS5, that will never happen.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are successful doing what they do now.
And plus, let's be real. People like, oh, Nintendo got bank. You got video game money bank. Sony and Microsoft got mad other businesses, not just games. No matter how much Nintendo makes, they still don't have Sony and Microsoft money. I hate to hear people like, yeah, they got mad money. They got video game money, and they got about 3
Hey,
systems that had
they own
flops.
they own other things
No,
too,
but they don't.
you
No, we're
know
talking about big investors. We ain't talking about. Yeah, they own that amusement park. They just
they
built it.
own the Seattle Mariners. They
Yeah,
own
but
their own college.
I don't think they own them anymore.
They're not in the same category financially as the two juggernauts. Their money comes from Nintendo.
Right.
You know, we're not gonna
But
get
there's
out here and buffoon and act like these dudes are moguls.
I'm not gonna go there, but I will say
Right.
this. They don't spend money where they don't need to. So
No,
yes,
facts. They stick to
sit
what they
on-
know. They stick to what they know. But you got some people out here fabricating like they could buy Sony. They couldn't buy Sony.
No, but they do have money in the bank because
Oh,
they
they got
don't
money in the bank.
invest. They don't invest in, and they don't have the same amount of debt as
No,
like
that's
a
a fact.
Sony.
That's no.
So-
True.
Facts.
It's so they
Or
do
like
get capital, but no, they don't have
But
the
people
same
be
kind of-
overshooting it. That's what I'm saying, PK.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not. They're
They
nowhere
don't.
near
They don't
pro,
generate.
But
They don't have a.
They don't generate the money of these other two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I got you. I'm just,
It's just a fabrication. I heard a couple people talk about this way. I'm like, Nintendo is not financially like Apple, Microsoft, and Samsung. Why we keep saying this? They got video game money.
Nah.
Mostly. It's not a discredit because that's the market they in. They damn sure run the hard handheld. But I don't know if they're gonna run it anymore with
Right.
Game Pass.
but they're gonna always do what works. What
Yeah,
works
they're gonna
for
do
them
what works for them. They're gonna
until
stay
it
in the
don't work.
ecosystem.
Until it don't. When it don't work no more, that's when they're gonna change.
And another fake fabrication that we speak, and I want everybody to pay attention to what I'm gonna tell y'all. And Pixel, you on fire. You been in them chats since the time the stream started. You on fire. Shout out to you, my God. You lighting it up in these gaming streets. But just stop calling Nintendo fans casuals.
Right.
Because they hardcore. They support their brand and don't be in chats killing people, disrespecting people on Twitter. But they support the hell out of Nintendo first party. So calling them casuals, because I'm one of them. I'm buying everything Nintendo except Pokemon and Animal Crossing. We not doing that. Oh yeah, Mario Party. Not doing that either. But everything else, I'm Gucci with. You know what I'm saying? I have everything Nintendo. But they're hardcore fans over there. Hardcore Nintendo fans. All the first party on Nintendo platforms are the biggest sellers. Nobody third party makes a dent to
Not even
Nintendo
top
games on their platform.
Not
You
even
see,
top 20.
you could go with Sony and say, yeah, God of War is a jump off, but Call of Duty outsells it.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
well,
That don't happen on Nintendo.
That's what I'm pointing out is like Nintendo has the highest and best-selling fighting game of all time
Smash Brothers, and it's
on
supported
one platform. Has sold 20
everywhere.
million units on one platform. Not a single first-party game from PlayStation has touched those numbers.
That's a fact.
Period.
That's a fact. That is a fact. So, like I said something against them in terms of financially, let's not get it twisted here. Let's not get it twisted.
That's a separate thing from
It's
what you're talking about.
Nintendo fans like myself, 80%, maybe 90% of my games on my Switch are Nintendo made. That's a fact.
Or
I don't
Nintendo
care.
affiliated.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Nintendo made. Forget affiliates. Talking about the straight from Nintendo, first party. I buy Nintendo platforms to play Nintendo games. I'm not playing The Witcher on my Switch. I don't know about
I'm talking about like Mario, Rabbids, and Fire Emblem Warriors, and those are not made by them, but they're still terrific games, and
facts.
they have the same quality. But I'm agreeing with you. And that's what I was pointing out is. I was trying to explain to some people like nobody buys a Switch to play The Witcher.
No, that's a fact.
If you want to play The Witcher, you know what you got to do.
You got to go buy a real console.
But if you want to play all the other games,
Mario, Donkey Kong, any Nintendo product, listen.
You know what you got to do.
I'm buying Nintendo for Nintendo products.
What I pointed out is,
but I got mostly.
And I'm not. I know I went kind of far left, and 100 is a little quiet, so I'm gonna let this go. But I did not like Pokemon 2019. I am a big Pokemon fan, but I hated that game.
I don't like none of the Pokemon games.
But it was the best-selling Pokemon game, main series game ever. Even though I hated it.
You don't have to like it.
That tells you that it does not matter on anybody's perspective. It's going to sell regardless, and that's why they do it, because they know people are going to pay the money. Okay. They know people are going to keep buying, and they're just going to stay in their lane and keep doing the same thing. It's a terrible thing to expect more from them. You should just expect them to do what they're going to do and be surprised if they do something better.
All right. So we're going to move on with that being said. And we got to get back to Sony because they had a lot of information this week. But we're going to end off with Sony and then we're going to get into this subject here. We're going to talk about Microsoft buying Nuance. And once again, they pull out the checkbook. It's not official yet. It still has to be approved. But they bought this company for $19.7 billion. Now I thought that was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was crazy. And then I said to myself, who is this company? For those that don't know, this is the company that made Siri and the voice recognition for Siri
and the Dragon software.
Yes, and the Dragon software. So we're gonna start off with my Xbox IT guy, Mr. 100. Man, you know that this umbrella that they're trying to implement into Microsoft is going to go under the cloud-based service, and that's who they have to answer to. Tell me your thoughts on what Nuance will add to Microsoft, and what do you think will be applied from this service for Microsoft as a company and Xbox moving forward? What you think about that?
It'll help with Cortana on PC. Probably help better, bring back their own little version of Xbox. Come on, you can do it, stuff like that. But I think it's purchased for them to license the tech to other people. It's like how they got the physics softwares, the engines, and all that other stuff. Right. Microsoft purchases stuff. Yeah, like they purchase stuff to license off to make back money off of it. Mm-hmm. And so every time some of these companies, how many times you see Havoc on a game?
Every game got to have it.
Microsoft was getting a cut off of it.
They get a cut because they own it. Fact.
They're getting the cut. Yeah. So if Amazon wants to use this technology, Google wants to use this technology, it's there to be used. I think it's more as a power play to say look at let's update our portfolio.
108 Dragons TV welcomes Living
we
Split Screen
have
Podcast to the show.
Sony using Azure servers now. That's it's another way to make money. I don't think we're going to see something anytime soon that's going to be implemented in. I think it's more
behind the scenes.
I say more PC.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, then we're going to really see something. Because, like I said, you can use Siri and Google now, no problem on your Xbox.
Right.
If you want to, you can set it up. And people, it's whatever. Some people like Siri. I'm a Google guy, kind of like what Google does. To me, it's better than Siri. But I just think that's a power move just to put some resources. Now they actually have people professionally that know how to work with that software and how to implement it in hardware. Where we see it in Surfaces, in a Surface brand, where we see it in headsets. Get a better, clearer audio, better understanding. Okay. But other than that, that's how I see it. I mean, it's I don't see if it's a big move for Xbox. I'm seeing more as a big move for the world of engineering.
Right. That's how I looked at this deal. I've seen a couple people podcast and have their comments, and I'm like, yo, everything ain't got something to do with Game Pass. Like, Microsoft got mad of the expansions of the company. Like, everything is not Game Pass. But PK, give me your thoughts on this deal, and what do you think about them deep damn pockets? Microsoft just keep putting out these numbers.
Yeah, so it's not Xbox buying, it's Microsoft buying. So you gotta understand this is an integration. I don't know if you guys know, but since I work in this, Microsoft has something called Microsoft Sphere.
Yes.
Which is their manufacturing, machine learning tech that they use, not a full-blown Microsoft OS, but actually their Linux kernel to fit onto this, and they sell to manufacturing companies to help them integrate a lot easier in the manufacturing world. So I can, and of course, IoT devices, et cetera, and cloud.
Right.
Of course, I see them benefiting this heavily because it will just make the automation piece so much easier. Not so much for Cortana. Okay. I don't think that's the goal here. I think the goal is to allow more collaboration in this current world that we're in, where we're working mostly remote.
Right. That's
I feel like they, and I'm not disagreeing with 100. They can very well lease and license this and sell this to other people. They're a software company at the end of the day, but they definitely using it for themselves first.
Oh, no question.
So, will the Xbox benefit? I'm sure at some capacity, yes. But I strongly feel that the Sphere product is going to benefit from it more than anything else. I know we talk about Azure servers, but Azure is really, the main purpose of it is for identity. It uses REST API, so it's for using applications on a go to give people resources on the go without having to have physical devices. So I want people to understand that it's a different kind of situation. It's a different product. But for that Sphere, though, that's going to involve HoloLens. It's going to involve all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So
I think this is a company purchase and not,
it's not an Xbox purchase.
No,
it's
this
a
is why
Microsoft purchase.
Dudes read information and, this is going to be good for Game Pass. I was like, this is not a Game Pass situation. Like,
it has nothing to do with Game Pass. But yes, Xbox can benefit from it when, at some capacity, whenever they get something implemented, whatever that is. I mean, they are rumored to show us a new feature for Xbox on Monday, whatever that is. But I don't think it has anything directly to do with this.
Remember,
acquisition.
This deal hasn't even been approved yet. It's just that they put the money up and it has to be approved. Have to go through the stages.
But at the same time, definitely for that Azure Sphere,
Right.
that will definitely change how we do collaboration and how we
Facts.
do work in general.
Facts.
It allows them to accelerate their machine learning tech for sure. So I think people are a little off and maybe think Xbox for some reason every time it's
Right.
Microsoft.
Every
And
time.
listen, they paid 20 how much $50 billion for what's the social media they bought LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Oh,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Has that benefited Xbox?
Nah.
It's your
No.
job.
But my
Yeah.
point is
If you want to get hired there, maybe that's why
they bought GitHub. Does that benefit Xbox?
Nope. It generates money.
behind the scenes, maybe. Behind the scenes, maybe.
No. It
No.
generates money for them to be able to spend somewhere else for something else. They
It
keep the
doesn't
business
directly
rolling.
impact the Xbox brand. The whole point of GitHub is to store
Your source code.
source codes. That's it.
Facts.
It
If
is
you're a game
for
developer,
people.
your source code might be there, but other than that, yeah, not really.
But my point is, just because Microsoft make a purchase doesn't automatically equal Xbox.
Or
Right.
Game Pass.
But if Xbox makes us a purchase, that's
Right.
different.
That's for the brand. That's a fact.
That is-
See
that
that's
is
what
a
I wanted
different-
somebody to say to prove. Like, just talk the facts. Everything is not Xbox when it comes to Microsoft. They are so much larger than just Xbox. And like I said, I saw this article. I wanted to talk about it because I wanted somebody just to say what it is. I see 1,000 different podcasts talking about, yeah, this is good for xCloud and game. I'm like, I'm listening to their views and I'm like, they don't understand what they just read. They have no idea
Hey,
what they
108.
just read.
108. Was it for good for Xbox when Xbox bought Nokia? They don't know the real reason they bought it. They bought Nokia for the patents.
Facts.
That's when they bought
Facts.
Nokia for
You see,
patents.
this is the facts that we gotta preach.
That's why they killed that phone off so quick, because it's like we got what we want out of you.
Yeah, we just wanted a part of your entity, and the rest of that can go to the scraps.
Yep.
Sick. I know everybody touched on this. Just give us a little overview. What you think?
Yeah, the whole behind the scenes thing I don't need to touch on because 100 and PK definitely killed it.
They
so
killed
the
it,
gaming
right.
side, like as you say, not too relevant. But as a VR user, previously before the Quest, I had the Lenovo headset, the Microsoft Mixed Reality.
Right,
Once in a while, when an app crashed and there's nothing but black on the VR headset, I speak to Cortana and I tell her, hey, relaunch Steam VR or whatever it was that crashed, and it comes back on. When I'm lost and my controller ain't gonna save me, at least Cortana had my back to relaunch when I needed to. But also, think about the fact that the iOS and Android apps for Cortana, it's a wrap for those. Okay. If it just got announced, or it just got killed, or it's about to be, okay, and it's only working on PC. So Cortana is probably out, but the voice recognition technology that powers Cortana and anything else that uses voice recognition is going to get a major upgrade, because like when 100 was mentioning at the very beginning, this is the pedigree with this goes back a long time. This is older than a lot of gamers. Dragon, naturally speaking, was a software app on PC that's still out there that you speak to it, it does what you want. Long before Siri and everybody else, this is the OG. It's old, it's mature, it's powerful. And so Microsoft could use that in a bevy of ways. Yeah, they could use that on Xbox, but that's clearly not the focus. And a lot of people think, it's going to be that. Probably not. Maybe one day in the future, that technology will be leveraged into that, but not for now. This is a Microsoft business move. It's really, I don't think it has a lot to do with Xbox, but we could be surprised, but I highly doubt it.
Okay. So I ain't going to say too much. I just wanted people like y'all, because I know I had a 3-panel of IT guys that really know the facts. And I really like to tell people the truth. And One Away Dragons TV and the Dragons Den, we like to say what it is. We always give our opinions, and that's cool with everything too. But you can't turn an opinion into a fact. And all this week, I've been listening to a lot of opinions. Striking out. Dudes ain't even getting to first base. I'm like, yo, y'all have no, and I don't discredit nobody. I just like to tell people the truth. And don't sway somebody into something, and you should know better. And maybe if you don't know better, you should do a little bit more homework than preaching everything Game Pass, Xbox, everything Microsoft is generated as a company. Even Xbox is generated as a company. Everything don't have nothing to do with Game Pass and xCloud because unlike Sick, he could talk to his whole house, turn off lights, turn the TV to 1. I'm not into that. I don't want Siri to do nothing for me but say,
108
this.
Dragons TV welcomes
I'm lazy,
everyone.
man. I don't like the conversations.
That's what I want Siri to do for me. Or say this.
108 Dragons
as
TV
I
welcomes
shout out the
Living Split Screen Podcast to the show.
Facts. But it's just like, I don't want to talk to my house and have it respond to me. I'm like, Siri, I'm about to have sex. Did you take a shower first, Lemon? I don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. But anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to get into how Square Enix was supposed to be for sale, came out, and completely debunked these rumors. And like I always say, including with the Sega deal with Microsoft, Sega keeps saying they don't want to be bought. They're not for sale. And you wake up in the morning, you see Twitter lit. Oh, announcement later on today. Microsoft is buying Sega. Now, I don't know who started these rumors, but let's just say there's some smoke, which equals fire later on. I want to know y'all opinions. It don't have to be long. Here we get straight to the point. But 100. Square Enix came out and said, we're not for sale. We're good. Did you even believe the rumor of Xbox purchasing Square Enix or in talks to be anybody to be in talks to be with Square Enix to be purchased, and why?
No, I don't hear. For one, when these deals get done, they get done behind closed doors. You don't make deals in public. If you're going to make a major transaction, they get done behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? People now, since Microsoft bought ZeniMax, Microsoft, I see people, Microsoft buying this. Microsoft just bought the world. Buy Sega, buy this, buy that. At the end of the day, you got to see if that's a good investment. Microsoft is not $1 trillion company. $2 trillion company now, making bad investments.
Facts.
You don't know what Sony, you don't know what Square Enix has. That's why the ZeniMax deal took so long, because they had to dot their I's and cross their T's.
Facts.
You're not just buying Bethesda, you bought the whole fracking thing.
They bought everything, engines.
So that's why
everything.
Yeah. So you get everything. You got a Japanese company. So when you do stuff like that, people don't want to understand like that. It takes time. If you buy a house, you got to go through escrow, and you're getting somebody to make sure everything they say this house really does work. You ain't buying a limit.
Facts. Facts.
So my thing is, y'all want Microsoft to buy all. At the end of the day, is everybody do not want to be bought.
Facts.
I remember Remedy said, "I did
Thank
not
you,
want
100.
to be bought." Some people like their independence. I mean, what was that? It's not Ubisoft. It's Ubisoft. Remember, Ubisoft was Ubisoft was finna get taken off by this firm. They was just buying stocks like crazy.
It's a hostile takeover.
Yo, listen, this message is definitely improved from 108 Dragons TV.
They was fighting for their lives because they didn't want to be bought. And finally, they made the deal with the person. Like,
seal of approval. Facts. Preach.
So we can't. Everybody can't wake up every morning. Microsoft buy this. Right. If you go see this shit from comicbooks.com, how to be a better gamer.com, you better take that with a grain of salt. Because how the big boys ain't got known of this.
Just stop.
Yo,
I don't even go buy them.
If an indie company make a decent game, Microsoft's gonna buy them. I'll be like, yo, god damn.
Yeah. But they need to buy them.
Yo, Microsoft need to buy Bluehole, this, that. Oh, they made PUBG. Microsoft to buy them. Remember that? Microsoft is buying Bluehole. Every fake content creator that loves clickbait ran with Microsoft is buying Bluehole. PUBG will never go PlayStation. I said, that is not what Microsoft said, and that is not what Bluehole said. A year later, where's PUBG at?
Tencent. Tencent came in because Tencent got that good money too.
But I'm saying, like,
buying a whole lot of
don't
stuff
go out there and make these statements that has no validity. no base or facts to it, and you just running out here blurting out things that just don't even make sense. I said, yo, listen, they're saying something about PUBG that nobody's paying attention to. They're saying it's the way they're saying it's exclusive. I said, that's gonna be on PlayStation. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about? And a year later, to the date that it came out, it hit PlayStation. I said, you see, there was a reason a developer and Microsoft wasn't answering the question straight out. They don't own it. They got a deal. They pulled a Microsoft. They paid them a certain check. And yes, the game blew up. We saw it. But don't co-sign information and sign on a dotted line if you don't have the facts to back it up. Because I'm still trying to figure out where the hell is RDNA 3.0. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I'm wrong, maybe somebody need to get in the chat or go send me a link to show me RDNA 3.0 is out in PlayStation 5, because you know he had people running with that too. But with that being said, go ahead, Sick. You get to me on this situation and you tell me how you feel about this fake news.
4 words. 4 words. The stupid. It burns.
Facts.
Next.
You done?
Yes.
PK, if this was a situation, right? PK, tell me. I know it could benefit Microsoft if they bought Square, right? You make their games all exclusive. But do you think Square wants to be bought as a Japanese company that definitely bought the 3DO company? Remember that? To publish the Crystal Dynamics? You know, let's drop a little history on these people.
Well,
They're
not to mention
publishing company. Why do they need to be bought by Microsoft? Give me
well,
your
not to
opinion.
mention Sony used to have 10% stock into them, and they don't anymore.
Nintendo before that.
So, and before you say something else, let me shout out to my man in the chat. It's a wrap. Hold on, I gotta do the whole thing. It's a wrap.
That's not saying these days, bro.
Come on,
Actually,
they already stated on all ends that it's easier to do an acquisition when you already have a relationship established. Facts. There is not that close a relationship with Square, Microsoft. There is a closer relationship with Sony, but only because they're willing to pay the money for the exclusive. But no, they are not trying to be owned by anybody.
Neither is Sega.
But wait a minute, Sega, on the other hand, just reported they sold off their Western arcade today, and they do have a relationship.
Who did they sell it to?
With Microsoft. I don't know.
It's a Japanese company. First of all, let me say this.
But it's the American. No. They sold off their American side. The point I'm making is
which makes no money. But if somebody wanted to buy it, I agree. But let me tell you something. Sega has been in bed with Microsoft since the Dreamcast. Some dudes have said, yo, you know, Dreamcast Online wasn't done by Sega. Dreamcast Online was done by Microsoft. They had Windows CE in the Dreamcast. Microsoft did that. Japanese today, shout out to Dragon Ball Z Fighters. You still searching up servers, old-fashioned 1998 status. Facts. Dreamcast Online was done by Windows, Microsoft. That's a fact. They're still not up to date.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just throwing out there that if there was any acquisition done, the reason why there was this Bethesda thing, because they had a relationship with them prior. It was
but why is that? Why is that? It's not an Xbox thing. They had a relationship with these guys because of Windows PC, which grew into OG Xbox with Morrowind coming over, with games like Knights of the Old Republic. Who the hell thought a game like Knights of the Old Republic would be on a console? Who the hell thought Rainbow Six Original, which I'm the one who brought that to my One-Away Dragons TV, well, not TV, but my One-Away Dragons clan, and said, listen, there's 2 games coming to the OG Xbox that's competitive, we could play as a group, and we could wreck people. together. They was like, what is that? I said, Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon. And everybody in my clan, it's over 100 of us, said, oh, Lennon's bugging. I said, no, these are going to be console hits. I'm telling you, this is some strategic. I played the original Ghost Recon. You couldn't even walk inside of a building. Everything was on the streets or everything was in mountains. The 108 Dragons TV, for those that don't know, man, 108 Dragons is 18 years, going on 19 years old. That was my clan back in the days. I just brought the name to my channel because I was a leader. I started a movement, and we all moved together, and we developed gaming relationships, okay? I'm telling you, I brought these two games to my team. I brought Call of Duty, because shout out to Homeboy Sick, who brought me to the PC side of gaming. These are games we played on the PC. When I heard it came to console, and I knew the teamwork it brought, I see you. Listen, we got to get into this early. It's gonna be crazy. Dudes like Rainbow Six. You want to play as a SWAT team? I said, listen, it's not about that. It's about the competitive nature of the game. And look what we playing today. Over 35 million people playing Rainbow Six, which originally when it came out in 2015 didn't do the numbers, and now look, it's over 35 million people. I've been talking about this since the OG Xbox. So it's about fruition. You got to think ahead of the game, and Microsoft is one of those companies. But continue, my bad.
No, you good. I know you're passionate.
Facts. That's what we all of us are passionate. All of us.
The thing is, there's only one company getting smaller and one company getting bigger. Who wants to get who is a better acquisition is going to be the company that's putting itself in that situation to be primed to be bought. And it's not Square. And it's not.
They don't want to be. Say you don't want to be bought.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Listen,
because
it would have happened already.
I know it again, kind of like 100 say. I have to disagree with you. This stuff take time.
Okay.
They're not going to put it out there until they know they can close the deal. When they know they can close the deal and it's about to get done, they'll put it out there. But as Sega's keep restructuring, it keeps folding like a pancake, just getting smaller.
But then they're also making these great deals with Game Pass and Microsoft.
I get that.
Listen,
but that's not saving them.
How many years did we play that, Sick?
I got you, bro. But that's not saving them as a company, bro.
Yeah,
that's
I gotta agree with him.
It's kind of like GameSpot starting selling GPUs now. That's not going to save their company just because they sell GPUs. You know why? Because they don't have them. Nobody has them.
Well, true, but they did. But hold on. That company sold PC stuff before, but being that PC was digital before console. Remember, with Steam, everything's digital. GameStop. Hold on. Let me finish. GameStop couldn't capitalize off that money. So why keep selling PC stuff? They want to sell GPUs because they see these astronomical numbers being put out there, and they just want to put a piece of the pie.
I get that, but that's kind of what I'm saying
PC
is
hardware and stuff because.
So let me just ask you this then. Just what is it? Last week, GameStop announced that they got rid of all of their back storage of all their retro games, disappeared from their online store, etc. They got rid of all that, all their stock, liquidated everything. Let me ask you, do you think because they had a new deal with Microsoft to help them with their ITSM and all this business solutions, do you really think that's going to save the company?
No. They got bad business practices. And
that's kind of what I'm saying, though.
PK, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just pointing out a different perspective. What I'm saying is, I agree with you. GameStop won't be better until they reform their public relations with the goddamn consumer. Remember, I have big GameStop ties. I know higher ups. I get information. Remember who was the first dude to tweet? Go get your PlayStation 5's pre-orders right now. I reported 20 minutes before that. Oh, it's gonna be tomorrow. I was the first dude on Twitter to say, listen, go now. I'm in my truck driving, filming from my phone. Do I really film from my phone on Twitter, on YouTube? No, I don't. But to get the information out to people who needed their PS5s, I was the first person because I got DMs and high ups calling me, Lemon, go now. It's in the system. They're going to take it. And those that listen got a PS5. Those that said, oh, I'll go tomorrow, did not. Come on. I understand where you're coming from. I know.
I'm just saying that yeah, the Square rumor is stupid because
it is. It is.
You know, and no one bothered to read the article. It came from a Japan Bloomberg, which
Facts.
they based it off of banking records, which
Right.
has nothing to do with them saying anything. And then because you just want to run with this thing, yes, you got people saying Game Pass this and Xbox and PlayStation, you know, all this crazy stuff, and it's like, you guys, if they wanted something to be done, it will come out when they're ready to close the deal. Like
Facts.
I said,
Facts.
It nobody knew nothing about, and yes, there's always rumors. There's always rumors, and I'm not saying that there's. It doesn't mean that it won't come to pass, but and there was rumors that Microsoft was going to buy Bethesda sometime years before that happened, but at the same time, until they're ready to close the deal, they're not going to give you anything.
Facts.
Because they want to make sure that goes through. If that's what they're trying to do. I mean, I'm just saying, yeah, that's what I would want, but I don't know if that will ever happen. At the end of the day, we do know that Microsoft's looking for a Japanese
108
presence, but it's
Dragons
not going to be
TV
Square.
welcomes everyone.
Square's too big.
I think they should build their own damn studio, technically, and stop trying to buy everybody or our community yelling, "Oh, buy this, buy that." How about they develop their own studio that of small time? Let's say a couple indie guys that got great vision, a game that they might see that, oh, this could be something, and invest in a small company because what's the makers of Ori and the Blind Forest? Something Moon.
Blue Moon?
Yes.
Is it High Moon?
No, I think it's High Moon. People in the chat, help us out here. Who is the developer for Ori and the Blind Forest and Willow of the Wisp?
Moon Studios.
Moon Studios.
Moon Studios.
I think it's
High Moon.
High Moon.
High Moon.
Studios, yeah.
Okay, look at them. That's an indie game, right? Got AAA treatment, but that's an indie game. I played that at E3. It was in a corner. I had a conversation with Jeff Keighley for about 40 minutes. He's a solid dude. I don't care how people view him for his show. He's out here working hard. He's a gamer. Respect him, man. You know, it's hard to be in those shoes and always make everybody happy. And when I say that for the record, 100 is different. But you know what it is. But I played this game. I said, damn, this is a pretty damn good game. But technically, it's not a AAA game. It got AAA treatment because Microsoft said, listen, we're going to invest in this game and we're going to promote you. But as soon as they put the game out, everybody wanted Microsoft to buy them. They can't buy everybody because it becomes a monopoly at some point. Sick, did you touch on this?
Yeah, I gave it the quick pass because this is just stupid.
Yeah,
like the whole.
It was kind of. I don't believe in it. I don't support rumors. You know, Sick had brought some situation about the PS5 hard drive, and the first thing I said, is that a fact? He said, I don't know. I said, well, we're not going to talk about that. You know, because we try to give people the honest description, and here, all of us, we're gamers, like every other podcast, but we care about the gamer, the consumer, the people out here purchasing games. So when you hear something, it's really from my honest opinion, and we talk about what we think, because I don't care how much money Microsoft make, Nintendo, or Sony. I want good games, good atmosphere, and just great fun. You know, no shots taken, no debating who supports what platform, just gaming. Now, we're going to get into this last topic, and this is another Sony topic. The Sony and Epic deal. They already invested $250 million on the PC side for the Epic store, and they invested a new $200 million Now we're gonna go straight to 100 because he do not rock with Sony. So we got to get him out the way. But excuse me, 100. Tell me, what do you think this deal brings, and what do you think?
Megatron in the building 108 Dragons TV welcomes you, brother.
They titles out on a specific platform because they're following the excuse me, the Sony route of putting first party games on PC. Tell me how you think this deal will work, and tell me if this is a good investment for Sony as a company.
Like we saying, Sony has to do something. This is how they think they can invest with Epic. Maybe the games just get exclusive in the Epic store. A lot of PC gamers ain't gonna like that because all I hear is bad stuff about the Epic store and it's trash and all that other stuff. But Epic got money, so it's not like Epic don't have any money. That's how Sony has been doing their marketing, doing marketing deals. They'll throw a truckload of money for a year exclusive or 2 years exclusive to keep it off the rival. We don't know. Maybe it was in talks that maybe Nintendo was going to get in bed, or Microsoft, Xbox was getting in bed with Epic. They had to go get trumped. They're like, hey, sometimes a company will put you against all these other companies, just like with the MLB The Show thing. Trust me, if they didn't want to deal with MLB The Show, 2K, EA, somebody would have been right there knocking on that door for that license. So we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I can't say if it's a good move or not because that deal it's going to be over time, and we got to see if that deal was right. So it's not like they fund this, they put this money into this game, and it's going to be great. Like I couldn't say when Microsoft and they got the Tomb Raider rebooted and they were backing them, I couldn't say that was a good investment or not because the game wasn't out yet. You didn't get a chance to play it. It will, it's going to be a good trilogy. How the game mechanics is going to be. So it's a good time, Sony believes that it's a good investment. That's their money. I'm not one of these YouTubers trying to be an investment stockbroker person.
Facts.
Just because they play on stocks with Robinhood that don't work in real life with big companies.
Facts.
So
they got a little cannabis investment. I do stocks. You do one stock. Stock. So no S.
So I just said we just have to wait and see if it's a good investment or not. Epic look like they wasn't going to turn down no free money. Maybe it is what it is. Maybe like I say, they want to get focused and get hosted. And Sony not the first company to get exclusive on the Epic store. A lot of the other PC went straight to the Epic store instead of going to Steam and go Steam a little bit later.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, PK, give me a view on the Epic Store, man, and tell me, do you think this will push Sony first parties compared to? Well, I'm gonna say this is kind of like self-explanatory, but do you think it would help them more than just being on all three platforms? And on platforms, I'm talking about Epic, Steam, and the Microsoft Store. Tell me what you think how you think this will benefit Sony with this investment and their first party games that's going PC. Talk to me. What's your thoughts?
So I don't know how. It's not like they're. I mean, it sounds. And I think it's going to be a similar deal to how they did Detroit Becomes Human, how it came on Epic Store for 6 months first before Steam got it, that kind of stuff. So I can see that type of stuff happening. But as of right now, it's too early to tell what is it that Sony gets out of it outside of, or even Epic at that matter. Epic is just going to put it on their store to have more games, right? So they'll have more exposure because the Epic store is kind of small in comparison to like Steam. So it would make more sense to have exclusive games, get more. And if you notice, Epic's the only one doing that, right? They're the only ones. I mean, even Borderlands 3 didn't come out to Steam until 6 months later. I mean, they keep paying for these exclusive time frames, so they're trying to get people to come over. To
Megatron in the building 108 Dragons TV welcomes you, brother.
That's the only thing I see. I don't see anything else, no fruition out of this outside of that. So It's a little more like I just gotta wait and see for me.
Mm. Um, Sick. Tell me what you're thinking about this situation, man, and does it help or hurt? You know, because on PC, Steam is still the dominant factor. Microsoft can bring their first parties and stuff over to Steam with if you have Game Pass Ultimate with their Game Pass situation and drop these games. And so they got two platforms on PCs. But I'm saying, how do you think this will help Sony? And why would you think they commit to Epic and just not release their games on three different platforms? Talk to me.
Well, this is just like the thing we were talking about with Nuance and Microsoft buying Nuance. You know, Sony and Epic have had a bit of a good relationship lately. You know,
Yeah, that that they said that the Unreal Engine 5 debut on
exactly.
that and 2.5K. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah. So on the PS3 they had a new version of Unreal there presented there when they were doing Unreal Tournament. Is the PS3 version that had that where you can make your own maps on PC, then put them on a file and play it into the PS3. So Sony and Epic go back a ways. But let's keep this factual and 100, right? Let's just keep this to what it is. This is just another round of investments that Epic has gotten, and Sony is but amongst one name of many who have invested in Epic. Everybody's focusing on Sony, and maybe Sony was the biggest investor, I would assume. But even that's not a safe assumption, and I didn't look into it. But they, I believe, rounded up $2 billion. Okay, so the investment that Sony has put in is but a sliver of that. Okay, so this is just another round of investments. A lot of people are saying this is proof that all the upcoming PC games from Sony will be on the Epic Store. We've seen that happen already before this. Not every game, but I want to say the majority. And you expect that to continue on in the future, even without this without this investment situation. That was already the state of things. So people looking into this way too heavy. We don't know. It's just another round of investments for Epic to do what they want to do. And at the same time, Epic has released info that they've lost a lot of money in the past 2 years behind all their work on the Epic Store. And as a PC gamer, I've been talking about how the Epic Store isn't good. I'm one of those PC gamers who's been rallying against it, and a lot of the console gamers are like, it's the same. You guys just don't get it, and that's fine. But don't talk about what you don't really know. It's just not a good thing. And I'll put it to you like this: they could spend this time and money investing in improving the store like Steam did, because Steam was not beloved day one. They earned that respect they have now when they took the time and the effort to implement features, okay? There are many things that the Epic Game Store still doesn't have, right? There was a point where you couldn't even put multiple games in the cart. You had to buy them one at a time in the earliest days.
They got to learn their learning lessons, though,
games right, and if you bought too many games in a row, if you want to buy, 5 games, instantly you had to sit there and buy 5 games, and then they would block you because the servers would see that as odd or whatever, and you have to go to this whole rigmarole with them to get it unlocked. There was a lot of things that they still don't have, but instead of spending this time and money, which would have been a lot cheaper to improve their store and get it to a point that it needs to be for other gamers to look at and say, I would mess with that. No, instead they spend this time and money in a losing effort to get these exclusives, and that's their business plan. Doesn't seem to be working for me, and this is why they have to get more investors. So there's more people they owe money to, right? In the end, they're gonna want their money back. So there you go. I don't think this is the best of moves, but that's their move to make, not mine. I don't support the Epic Store, although I did buy the Crisis Remastered after they updated it and fixed it. It was also on sale for $15. That's not gonna happen again from me.
Okay.
That was a one-time shot, but yeah, man. If they improve, then hey, I would support it. But it just goes to show when people have these expectations, and think they know what these moves are. Really don't. This is just another round of investments. This doesn't speak anything to me. It really doesn't.
Okay. That was the last topic of the show, man. It is greatly appreciated. The goddamn attendance in here is so crazy. I love y'all guys, man. And I'm going to shout out my brother who will be on May 8th. My man, Hip Hop Gamer, man. I see you in the building. You know, we knew each other since 2010, man. We've been rocking out, man. And your energy, your guidance in gaming, you opening the doors for our community as black podcasters, man. You open so many doors. I see you out there, bro. You know I support you. I got you all day, man. You've always supported me. You my guy. And I gotta shout you out on some personal tip because your energy. There's three dudes that I say got my energy. Well, two besides myself. I'm the third dude. But Still Rain and Hip Hop and Lemon, we always, I don't care if we do a video live from Twitter or we post some videos, we always preach gaming, having fun, great energy, no matter the platform. And I told Rain this, I'm telling Hip Hop, yo, listen, I can't wait to have you on May 8th. We're going to sit down, we're going to have that one-on-one, and then we also going to do a podcast with the panel because you my guy and your support is greatly appreciated. And I always shout out my brothers I rock with, man. I take that time out to show my humbleness, man. Y'all dudes is out here, and you definitely is paving the way, bro. Your live the other day was absolutely amazing. The live before that, we had the conversation. I'm in your chat. You know we support each other. Shout out to my boy Hip Hop, man, and I can't wait to get you on. And we have reached the end of the show. And shout out to Megatron, man. You know what? You gonna get in here. If I gotta pull you by your teeth with a tow truck, you're gonna be in the building. With that being said, shout out to my brother, Mr. 100, Mr. Kobe Thug, aka, I ain't gonna say a government, but you already know what it is. One of the best dudes I know, Intro Media Gaming, supporting many people behind the scenes, schooling dudes, giving dudes the real talk, opening his doors to our family of podcasters and content creators. When he cooks that top barbecue, that's a fact. AKA the Grill Master, Mr. 100, man. Tell them where they can find you, what you doing next. Your podcast is dropping later tonight. I might even come in there and do my own bombshell. You know what I'm saying? But tell them where they can find you, bro. And them Lakers beat the Jazz short-handed. But go ahead, bro.
So, man, y'all can check me later on tonight. Xbox Hasbro Games Podcast with me, Flip. I'm in Livewire. If Punisher don't have to work, if the kid don't get off the game and bring his behind in, and I have random people. Anybody want to pop on? Just send me a not let anybody on. I don't really care.
Facts.
Just get late night podcasts when people say, why can you go in earlier? Because people have lives, family, kids, and all that other stuff. So and I like the late night and Saturday night, and it's unfiltered. We just talk about gaming. It's random. We don't have anything to say. If you want to talk about retro gaming, shout out to Retro Renegades. I was on there this Tuesday, me and Sid.
And you tore it up. I'm happy to hear your mother was whooping your ass as a kid because you deserve it. He said my mother was whooping my ass. She didn't want to, but she did it. 100 crazy.
Yeah, so man, this here, doing our thing. So man, appreciate me here, and y'all support One on Dragons TV.
Appreciate that, bro.
Maybe next year you'll see all of us together at E3.
Yeah, you might see me in California in a few weeks because I see his homegirl out there flying out every goddamn month. I'm jealous. Anyway, with my man the Matrix, aka Six Slayer. He will hack your life. He will take away your credit card status. You will go from a 750 to a 520. Be careful playing with Six Slayer. The ultimate IT man. My brother from another mother. Tell them where they can find you. Tell them what podcast you've been lighting up. Because you like, me and 100 was talking about this over there. You lighting up the podcast scene. Giving people your knowledge. What's up, my brother? Tell them where you at. Where they can find you, man.
Well, you can find me on many places. First and foremost, I'd like to say you can find me on Twitter. You can find me everywhere. Great games are played. including the Oculus platform. It's the same name, no C, if you don't know how to spell it by now. SIK. SLAY.
Yo, 100, I'm going to whoop your tail. You done left the chat
Whatever.
early and messed up the windows.
He left.
Go ahead. Sid.
Anyway, so you can find me right here on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, on the Dragon's Den podcast. You can find me on GRG on Fridays. On time you find me on Retro Renegade. You'll find me with Sega Man. You'll find me, oh my God, with PK from time to time. And of course, you find me on Xbox Has No Games. But listen, folks, a lot of people have been asking me, why don't I have my own YouTube channel? First off, I do. But if you go and you look, there's not really much on there. It's because if you want to follow me, if you want to hear what I think, besides all these other places I'm on, this is the place to find me. 108 Dragons TV. For everyone who's been asking me, yes, please follow my YouTube channel. Please. But this is where you find me every week. If I'm not on the show,
you got to say it's saying live from Saturday night. It's Six Slayer on Dragon's
Den. But for all of those who have been asking, I appreciate the support. Find me right here. And I do have my own, but it's not that much on there. From time to time, I'll put up a little clip here and there. But it's nothing too serious for me. This is where I put my efforts in.
Facts. Shout out to 100 for leaving the video chat early and ruining 2 windows. Shout out to 100, aka I bailed out early. PK, talk to him. Talk about your Fall Guys quarter situation, the great interview you had, and tell them where else they can find you. Let's go.
That's what's up, man. So thanks for everybody coming through. Thanks for 100 for joining us, and thanks from our big brothers here. And for sure, you can catch me. We rebranded our names now 4GQ TV.
Woo!
And you can catch me there every Thursday. And definitely, whenever you just got to keep tuned, man. These interviews pop up anytime. Definitely GRG every Friday, and here the Dragon's Den every Saturday. And definitely keep a lookout for my channel, because more stuff is coming down the line. Just getting things set up. I'm moving as fast as 108 here. I'm trying to make sure got everything perfected. But definitely can come see me, and we could definitely get it in and have a good conversation. Thanks for coming through, guys.
And I'm gonna say this for the record. Shout out to my other brother, Gaming Addict. I'm still waiting for my Blake scenery from your behind, but it's okay. I know you busy. But yeah, I need that because I'm going to need more people on this podcast, because right now it's getting lit, my brother. Sav agreed, you agreed, Cog agreed. I got that whole ILP smash working. And listen, man, without the people in the chat, there's absolutely no way this podcast could be successful, man. And next week I'll be dropping some more codes in the chat. Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Make sure to go out there, get your Twitter fingers on, get that logged in real quick, because first come, first serve. And like and subscribe, man. It's a simple situation. Just hit that goddamn subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. I appreciate everyone who's came through tonight, man. Very humble, like I always say, and like I do at the end of all my videos. I want you to bring your game and not your name. And I'll see y'all next week, Saturday at 7, baby. Dragon's Den, we out.
Peace.